Okay, hi everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I have this audio lecture for us this week to discuss your major project number 2 and your multimedia project as well. So let's first talk about the major project number 2. As you can see, you can go down to the bottom of this left-hand side, click on major project number 2. Here is the assignment, okay? So the purpose of this project is to help you explore your topic in a sort of a greater, larger way and aid in your understanding of the most significant aspects of the topic. So here's your basic task. It's what's called a deconstructive analysis. You're going to compose a paper in which you do two things. One is explore 5 important, crucial aspects of this topic. And I asked you to come up with some for previous week's homework assignment, so you already have a list of aspects of this topic, which might be useful. And then 2, you're going to synthesize that information to provide your audience with a solution or specific way of looking at the topic. We'll talk more about that in a second. But first, let's talk about this. The primary content of this paper will be these 5 subsections. You'll be using quotes, paraphrases, and summaries from your sources, followed by a detailed explanation or exploration. You can't just have summaries and paraphrases and that's it. You need to explain the significance of how you're using these sources. You can choose any aspect of the topic that you want, and you can give these subheadings any title that you want. Right? Remember that these 5 subsections are informative and not argumentative, but you should discuss why it is important to consider. Okay? So you don't need a thesis statement for each subsection. You're just going to give me information and explain why that information is important to your bigger topic. Right? The final body content of this paper is going to be a subsection that argues for a particular solution to the issues related to your topic, or a particular way of looking at approaching the topic. Okay, so you'll come to either a solution, which a lot of you are writing about a problem, so you'll come up with a solution. For those of you who aren't necessarily writing about a problem, you need to give us a way of looking at or approaching your topic, a way to understand it and think about the issue. Right? This section must be rooted in research. It's not purely just your opinion. You're not going to go on and give me some rant or personal take on the issue. It needs to be rooted in the research that's presented in those 5 subsections. Okay? In this section, I'm going to want to see a well-researched proposal and solution. Okay? It needs to include primary source material in this final subsection. It's not all just going to be your take on it. It will be the conclusion you've reached based off research. Right? It's going to be composed in the classical structure. Okay? Your project will need an introduction, those 6 body sections, and a conclusion. So you're going to only want to cover one aspect in each subsection. Not going to go cover a bunch of different stuff in each subsection. You're just going to focus in on one aspect. Right? And your solution needs to be limited to the appropriate subsection as well, not a sort of weird melding and combination of other outside things. Okay, so for the research end of this project requires you to have some very extensive outside research, right? It's the culmination of everything we've done. Because your audience needs to be familiar. I need to be familiar. I have a background in English and education. Many of you aren't writing in either of those fields, so I'm going to need to feel familiar with it. Imagine your audience is someone who knows nothing about your topic. So please cite this outside research in APA format, which you've done some before, and we're going to continue doing in your homework assignments. But if you need help, visit the Writing Center. And when you visit them, tell them you're worried about your APA. Make sure they know you're using APA and not MLA or Chicago. You can also visit this website here, al.english.purdue.edu. It has some great resources and information. So this source needs to have this essay needs to have at least 10 sources. Don't use Wikipedia, and make sure your sources are academically acceptable. First level, the thing you need to shoot for are scholarly sources. You can make use of news trade outlets like newspapers and magazines, but this needs to be limited, and it needs to be limited to reputable sources, okay? Not, it needs, if it's a magazine or a news site, it needs to be something that you could say it to anybody and they'd know what it was. Not some sort of conspiracy site or weird fringe news site or extremely biased news site. Just a straightforward ABC, CBS, Fox, something like that, that is mainstream and well known and respected. Okay, so if you're going to be using these two, limit it. It can't be half your sources are from news sites. They mainly need to be scholarly. All right, so your project needs to be at least 1,500 words, and you're going to turn in your final copy via Sakai as a PDF or a Word document. It needs to be an APA format. It needs a cover page, an abstract, body pages, reference pages, in your typical 1-inch margins with 12-point Times New Roman in standard APA running head. If you don't follow any of these simple formatting rules, it will result in point deductions. Okay? So you can go back and review this prompt anytime you want, and you can please email me if you have any questions about it. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the multimedia project. Okay, on to the multimedia project. This project is less involved, and it's going to help you get this major project number 2 done. You'll notice it is directly below your major project number 2 on these tabs on the side. So let's click on it. Okay, this project, you'll notice, is due April 16th. Okay, so you have a few weeks to do this. This might sound complicated at first, but once you digest it, you'll see that it is fairly easy. Okay, so for this assignment, you're going to be composing a presentation that uses Microsoft PowerPoint. You must use this software for your presentation. PowerPoint works on my computer, and there are plenty of other sources, ways to make presentations like this out there on the internet. I know PowerPoint's going to work no matter what. And if you don't have PowerPoint, I'm going to tell you how to get it in just a minute once we get to the bottom. Okay, so here's your task. So for this project, you're going to be expected to create a professional presentation about your research topic. You're going to talk about your 5 important aspects, right? So you're going to have 5 subpoints about the topic that you think are important for a general audience to understand. And you'll decide on these 5 subpoints when you're working on this and your final project. It's multimedia, okay? So what does multimedia mean? It means more than one medium. Therefore, it needs to include the following. You got to have a verbal component in which you speak and record yourself speaking about your research topic. All right? You must speak for at least 5 minutes. You can do video of yourself talking, or you can just do audio. If you don't like your face to be seen or that makes you nervous, you can just record audio. All right? So you can also split it up into multiple segments if you would like. Okay, second, you've got to include media of your choice, images, videos, websites, which will keep your audience engaged and help them learn about your topic. Finally, you're required to include text which you compose, which explain your points for the audience. You can do all of this in one way. Make a very great PowerPoint presentation. Just record yourself giving the PowerPoint presentation. Okay? These don't have to be 3 separate things. You can do it all in one. Make a great PowerPoint which you go through the presentation and record yourself talking about it, and during it, include pictures or videos or links to the internet in the presentation. And you're set then. Okay? So it can be all in this one PowerPoint. So you're going to be graded on the overall professionalism of your document, whether you've provided sufficient detail about the aspects of your topic, whether you included the required elements, and for your grammatical, syntactical correctness and the clarity of your writing. Now, I said this. If you do not have PowerPoint, as a student of the university, you are provided with Microsoft Office for free by using your university email address. You can follow this link here, and you give them your email address, and Microsoft Office will download for free onto your computer, including Word, PowerPoint, Excel, all of that great stuff. So if you are worried, like, oh no, I don't have PowerPoint, this is a way you can get PowerPoint for yourself. And this also will be open for the rest of the semester, so you feel free to go back and look at it. Now, you might be saying, but wait, I don't know how to record myself. I don't know how to record myself talking at the same time while giving a PowerPoint. Don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about getting a little camera to do this. I'm going to show you a website. This is a website called Screencast-O-Matic, screencast-o-matic.com. Now, you can log on, create an account for free. When you create this account for free, you'll download this recording device onto your computer, and then you record it. And guess what? This is how I record all these audio lectures for you guys. When you do your recordings, you can record a video just of your face, you can record a video of just your computer screen, or you can do that thing you've seen me do before, where you can see my face in the bottom corner, but the whole screen is, your computer screen is also on there, okay? So this is a great tool. It records 15-minute videos, so you don't have to worry about whether you can get your 5 minutes on there. You can get your 5 minutes on there and 10 more. Once you have completed this recording, it will give you the option to upload it to YouTube. So you can upload it as a YouTube video and send me the link to it. Or you can send it to me other ways. Once you complete your recording, it will give you options for what to do with that file. You can download it and send it to me if you'd prefer to do it that way. So there's plenty of options for how you do this. You can do what I said and record a video of you giving your PowerPoint presentation, and that's totally okay. If you do that, though, I would still like a digital copy of the PowerPoint presentation and a copy of the video, so I can look through your presentation on my own time and at my own speed. So be sure to do that if you choose to do it this way. There are other ways to record yourself, of course. You can record a video of yourself on the webcam that comes on your computer, where it's your face, and you can just talk for 5 minutes and then send me a PowerPoint. But I honestly think what would be easiest for most of you is to do what I'm saying. Use this software, and when you're using the software, you can record a PowerPoint presentation on your screen, and I think that'll be much easier for most of you. You can see here, like, watch me pull up a PowerPoint presentation that I gave to my students in one of my other classes recently. Here, this PowerPoint's coming up. It's taking longer than I want it to. Okay, and see, look, you got the PowerPoint right here. You can do it like this, and there, the PowerPoint's filled up the whole screen. You can still hear me talking, and you can go through this PowerPoint presentation. So this, I think, is a great option. But again, I'm not saying you have to do it this way. I just want to give you guys the tools to do this and do it well. And as with the major project number 2, I know some of you are going to be worried about this, about how to do this project right, especially if you aren't that familiar with computers. Talk to me. I don't mind. Send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, usually within 12 to 16 hours or 18 hours of you emailing me. So you probably are going to think it might be a good idea for me to go ahead and get started on these, and you would be right. Starting on these as early as you can is going to give you the upper hand. Doing this project, the multimedia project, is going to help you complete that project number 2. Okay? So, like I said, email me if you've got questions, and good luck getting this stuff together. I'm excited to hear you guys give a presentation. All right, thank you. Have a nice week.